bumpy. Okay, so we're shading, we're shading around the outer edge. Oh yeah, this is enlarged, zoomed in. And then along out here, nice and soft, floating that in. Turn your brush, walk it in. Softly mop. I've got paint across the whole brush. I'll get rid of that.
It is the whole outer then, eh?
Yes.
Okay, I can do whole outer.
And mop it in. All right, Betty, you can dry him. Yeah, but I got to turn it on.
Oh.
So I'm going to wet coat the butterfly's body. I'm going to take my zero round to do that one. This guy's small. And then I'm going to use my liner. I'll get a bit of black on it. And I'll pick up some of my base coat mix. So it'll become... Hang on, I can't till I'm looking at it, or I'm going to make a mess. Pick them up. Like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
There, that's good. Move back down again.
Okay. It's too hard to hold them. So I'm going to streak them like that. And
So
then
what color was that again?
that was, I picked up a bit of the black and the base coat color for the flowers. The black,
You did first?
I wet,
Wet it,
okay,
wet it.
hang on. I'm still recording here. Hang on. Give me 1 second here, you guys. I'll just finish this guy off. We take our liner and you're going to do some little lines going across. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take my liner with black and I'm going to outline around the butterfly. So I've gone around his wings. Now, these wing patterns are whatever, you know, like, so if I do a loop there, I recommend I go and I do a loop there. And if you have the picture and you're looking at it, pretty sure I did 3 loops. And then the same thing here. But it's always easier if you do one here and one here. And then you have like more of a fill-in and easy to follow the pattern. So I'll bring one there. There. And there. So afterwards, now I'm not even going to really look. I'm just going to go with what I feel I did. Might have come from the tips. Sometimes I'll come right from there to there. Another one there. So these ones are coming right to the end of the thing. And on the picture, there we got that there. You'll see that I've got some little black commas. And we'll do those. And then we come back afterwards and we're going to do some highlights. So that's with our, what do you call that there? Stylus. I'm having another brain freeze. You see them in your, see the dots?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're gonna go in with your stylus and your base coat color, I think. I didn't outline the bottom wing on this one. Betty, 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 you're slacking, girl. Okay, is that showing in there? So we're gonna side load float like we did on the butterfly with this mix of dioxazine and lavender 1:1. Lean, walk your way out. Nice and soft. Mop it. So you'll continue.
Should we paint the lines first? No.
No, if you can see those lines, you're good. You know how you can faintly see them through? They're good. I have some of them that I drew on the other purse. I just left it because I could see them through. So I'm going to nice and softly walk those out. If you have too much water in your brush when you're doing this side load float, it'll puddle on your purse or your wallet. So you'll want to blot another time if that's happening on your paper towel. It's okay for me to go onto my, I'm going to soften that. I could have had the 1/2 inch for that petal. He's a big one. It doesn't matter if I go on that black because that gets touched up afterwards. Now I'm going to have paint across that whole brush, I can tell. And then see how it gets a little tricky when you're going over seams, but you just do the whole thing. And on this purse here, I'm just going to pull it here. I'm going to shade the underneath part, and then I'm going to shade on top too, because that's going to flop down on there all the time. Yeah. So, there, I'll soften that. And this one here, I could have probably switched to a 1/2 inch too. Nice and soft, walk it out. If I don't get it to come out far enough, when I go to do the second shading, it's going to cover it all. So you have to make sure that you're walking it out nice and far. And then these little, so you'll do all those petals. These ones over here, they're the ones that it's flipped up and it curls over. So they're kind of, well, we'll just call them the stupid petals. Some of the girls were like, I didn't put the black lines on. Can I just get rid of those petals? So it was like, yes, you can. So I'm shading on the buds. Am I showing them up there? No, they're not. There. And I'm recording still here. So next to your leaf, walk that out. We want it to come out nice and far so that when we bring in the darker purple afterwards, it's going to be okay. All right, so that's, you're going to continue and shade all your flowers. So we're going to float our highlight on. And I'm going to do the highlight before I do, so I've added some white to our base coat mix. I'm going to do it before I do my dark shading. So this helps to separate your petals as well. Mm-hmm. I see that apparently last week I did all the base coating, but I never did her leaves. Colette. So I'm highlighting, and so I want you to see that, see right here, like if I come like this, I'm not concerned about my black line, it can go back on afterwards. But as long as I've got some light coming up there and some light coming up there, do you see how it splits those petals more?
Lifts the petals right up.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then
that's a way of lifting them up.
that will be nice here as well. So you see how it really picks those up. Now I have, and I'm just going to show you, I have a cubby with the dark, here it is, the purple black mix. Oh, basically runned out, I think, pretty much. Let's see. I got a little bit here. This is just like, remember when we mixed it for that butterfly picture we did?
I didn't do the butterfly picture.
And it was so pretty. But and it's the same, like this is in the fabric, but it's dioxazine and a bit of black. And so when I do come in here with my dark afterwards, it helps you. You don't have to go out as far, you know. Of course, we shade there. And then up behind the white. But don't press hard. The big key. I'll have to make more of this, but I just wanted you to be able to see the whole thing. So you see, like I'm not coming up really far. Here, I can come in under there. And in the end, if you think, okay, well, I might like to have a little more white, you can go back with a little more of your highlight. I haven't done the white on the outside of this one here, but on that. But do you see how it really strengthens up that flower? Now, I'm just going to show you how when the outline is on. Do you see the difference? So if you're looking at see how that crisps up all the lines. So you're not concerned. And every here and there, I don't like to have, like, see how that's perfectly round? So when I'm coming with that, even if I'm doing the marker or the liner, I like to have a little wiggle every here and there. So this petal didn't have it, but I do it anyways. And it works. So it didn't have to have that wiggle there. I just added it. I'm coming in there because that one has that bit of a crease.
So your lines can be sort of loose.
Yeah, yeah. And like even on my original one, you'll see they're kind of, sometimes they even miss the edge of the petal, but it looks good. Like you can see how this doesn't have the white on it yet, so I got to make sure I do that. This one here, I think I missed too, so I'll go back and do a little bit there. But it does make a difference on the outside of these. Whoops. And there's nothing wrong with it being fatter here, skinnier here, fatter here. That's the only difference I really like with the liner compared to the marker. Okay, so, you know, like, yes, you don't have to, you don't have to worry, and make sure you have enough paint on your liner. That's the other thing. Don't be skimpy with it.
I find that when I put it on the liner, I have too much.
And I'm going to show you, I'm going to do the center part here too, because that's the other. So it's going to tell you to pull, see, going this way, that way.
That's in your darkest color?
Yeah, this is in black. So they're kind of like a poppy, this flower, right? It's kind of like some kind of a little poppy. So we're coming this way, that way, because they come up in all the different directions. But you don't see them on the black. So you take some of your highlight base coat color, that purpley, and your gray, your black, and you mix those together. And we'll do a few. So you see that there's a couple coming this way, that way from the center. But we only keep those in the center because they don't need to come out past here. It doesn't highlight against there. The blacks show up good there. It's more highlighting the black ones that are in the middle. And then I would use a stylus. This stylus is too skinny. I want a fat guy.
This one isn't that one?
No, he's a skinny guy too.
Oh, really bigger than that.
There should be a guy that's one. Usually the fat guys are one-ended. Oh, here is one. See how he is? Now, I'll take, and again, it's fresh. I still have to touch up this petal, but he's far enough away from my center. Bless you. But look at the difference that adding these dots makes. And I thought on my wallet, I thought, oh, I'm going to try add some light ones and see what that looks. I shouldn't have done it. It really distracts from it. So if you look at wherever my wallet is, see how those light colors in the center take away from the flower. I found, but so
I find it looks more depth, has more depth with the black.
yeah. So look how pretty that looks.
Yeah.
Like that. Am I under that camera for them? Yeah. Like that really pops it right up and finishes it off nicely. And look at the difference from no white on here and no outline to what it does. Like it changes the whole thing. And I'm going to have to come back and touch my lining here because when I hit that seam, it kind of skipped a bit. So, but that's this way you've gotten to see all the steps and I've recorded it all for you. We're going to add a tint. So you can take a little dioxazine purple I'm just going to take and I'm going to side load onto a few of the leaves. Yeah, and I really like that. Pass me Brenda's wallet if you wouldn't mind.
Brenda's wallet.
And I'll tint on your leaves, Bren.
Thanks.
I
Thank
forgot them. I forgot it.
Yeah, I told her I was going to take the one with the art. He's on the back, isn't he?
So the heart. Oh,
Let's see.
oh, we can see it.
Yeah,
It does look like a heart. That's so cute.
Okay, there you go, Bren.
thank you.
So it's just a little tint. You don't get crazy with it. It's so pretty that you tend to wanna put a bit everywhere, but don't. It's just a little on a couple of the leaves and it just pulls everything together.
But it's so fun.